Pet health coach, and I am so thrilled to introduce you to you today. Four of my holistic pet health coaches, three of them have completed the certification process, and one person, Patty, is in that process but getting close to completing it. And I think good. And also, actually, we've got four folks. So we are so delighted to say hello and connect with you to explain a little bit about what is a holistic pet health coach. If you think about health coaching on the human side, these are folks that have been assisting people with understanding how we can improve our lives by making lifestyle changes, improving what we eat, relaxing more, taking time for mindfulness. And they have made such a massive impact for people's lives. I realized that we needed to follow this model in veterinary medicine, especially as COVID hit and access to veterinary care is becoming more difficult and more expensive. And so what I did is develop a training program that within 16 weeks, people could go through this course, receive one-to-one coaching calls with their mentor on a weekly basis, receive group coaching calls with me, and then present homework, both in written and video format, on each module to show that they are able to understand the materials and present them well to people. And then their final exam is two consultations with pet parents showing how they would approach the difficulty that the pet parent is having with their pet and offer solutions for helping that pet improve. So we've got about 14 folks on with us, which is awesome. And Noor, bonjour, comment ça va? Janet, so nice to see you here. And where is everybody else watching from? I'll let you kind of put that info in. So my goal today is to give you a little bit of an introduction to our graduates and one of our students, as I said, and let them kind of discuss their experience with the program, what they found as they've begun to work with pets, and all of that good stuff. Yeah, je parle un peu de français, un petit peu. So more Spanish for me. So first up is, and let me see if I can change this so you can see everybody a little bit more efficiently. I think we're still cutting. We're still cutting out. So let's try this present. There we go. Now we're all here. So Michael Daly worked with me at my last brick and mortar practice in South Carolina. He's been a veterinary technician for almost 2 decades, Michael.
Long time.
And as we were working together, he started learning how to be a massage therapist for dogs, horses. And so when I launched this program and was looking for my first guinea pigs to test this out on, Michael was in that number. So he's done really well with the program. He's actually working as a mentor now to support other students as they come in. So Michael, welcome. Jessica Fisher, the Pet Parenting Reset. We met when Jessica invited me on her podcast. And so we were discussing what she was doing, where she was wanting to go. Jessica made that leap of faith and jumped in, joined the program as one of the second classes of students, and has just excelled. The way that she's been using the material plus her own existing knowledge and combining those together has just been amazing. So Jessica, welcome. And again, she stepped into the mentor position as well. 𝐷𝐖𝐒 is a holistic health coach on the human side through, the FTN program, functional nutrition, and I apologize, I'm following that up somewhere, but she saw the need in pets and saw some difficulties with getting support and care for her own dog. And so she made the leap of faith, jumped into the program, and that's where she's focusing now. She's an adorable Scottie who's the mascot um, for her website, and has just been doing wonderfully, doing outreach and within her community to make awareness for this program, and then also jumping in to help pet parents as those needs arise. Also with us is Leah Bookhammer, another FTN graduate on the human side who had her own practice already in human nutrition and saw that pets needed help as well, and that sadly she could convince pet parents to do more for their pets sometimes than themselves. And lastly with us is Patty 𝐂𝐿𝐴𝐼, apologies. She has a really beautiful store called Spoiled Dogs Company, and also has made the commitment. Patty, where are you? You've got a few more modules left in the program, is that correct?
Yep, I'm about 3/4 of the way through. Yep.
So she's cranking right through, and so that's who's with us today. And I'm gonna start back again with Michael and ask him to tell you all a little bit about his experience with the program.
Well, I mean, it's been pretty spectacular. So I was a veteran for a long time, and then worked with Dr. Roberts, and then got into massage therapy, and built my own business with massage therapy. And what I was running into were animals that were going through issues, and clients that were going through issues where I felt like I could do more and wanted to do more. And so this is where this program fit in. I mean, I think I had talked to Dr. Roberts about just things like, I could do massage to help with pain and inflammation, but having had worked with Dr. Roberts, I knew there were so many other supplementations that these owners could use. I knew diet change was a big deal. So I just wasn't able to access it myself, just as a massage therapist. So becoming a pet health coach, now I have that ability to do that. And so, it's been amazing. Luckily I have a clientele already with massage, but, just yesterday, for example, I have an Aussie that just started to get sore after an agility trial. And usually I do massage, and I say, well, let's see how they do. I recommend some products like through Amazon that I could, the only access I had to. And now I have a whole plethora of supplements at my disposal to use. So we're going to go and look into some Chinese herbs for her, things like that. So, I mean, it's been really amazing. And so it's been really a great opportunity for me to give more to clients, and also to be able to, I feel like clients a lot of times there's so much that they don't understand or know what's going on with their pets, especially when it comes to older pets and things that they're going through. And they hear a lot of information from the veterinarian, and they're not really sure because there's so much information going on. And so this program has allowed me to also help clients and people like that understand clearly what's going on with their pets, and to help assist them more with making the right decisions for their pets. So yeah, I mean, it's for me, it's been pretty amazing. So yeah.
That's awesome. And yeah, and you've had a couple of, I think there was one person you were working with, and you just made a simple diet change and added in one supplement, and boom, problem was solved. So
absolutely, yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of people just, they want to home cook for their pets, and they just are afraid to do it because they don't know. There's so much information out there that online or from people that they don't know what is exactly right. And so a lot of people just come to me just for the diet change alone. And, I had one of my clients that I first had are in Canada, and they had a dog that was diagnosed with Cushing's. And so I had a consultation with them. We discussed diet, we discussed some supplements. With Canada and America, the shipping some supplements were difficult, so we just did the diet change, and they are just ecstatic alone with the diet change. So they feel like their dog's doing better, their dog is happier, even with a Cushing's diagnosis. So just something.
That is amazing. I mean, it's beautiful when it's simple. So
Yeah, it's so funny because like it's as long, I've worked with Dr. Roberts for so long, and I actually, I was able to clinically see what the crock-pot diet could do for pets and supplementation could do for pets. And still, this is 10 years later, I it's still sometimes I'm just like, wow, God, really, diet change really does make a difference, So it's just
yeah, dang it, we can't eat Fritos and Doritos all the time and expect expect to be healthy. That's what Mary Jo keeps telling me. It's like, oh, that's how you have to explain it. Don't
yeah,
eat so many Doritos.
right.
But it's all true. Cool. Well, Jessica, if you want to jump in, tell us kind of where you've been and what you're doing, all that good stuff. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, so I have been a dog trainer for a number of years, and I very quickly, within about a year of training dogs, started working with my dog training clients and talking to them about nutrition and holistic means of care, trying to, keep a lot of the toxins off of the body, out of the home. And I noticed a huge improvement changing the diet with these dogs in their behavior and putting myself out of a job, which I love, right? Which
Right
totally
on.
fine with me. Like, as long as the dogs are good, I'm happy. And so I was kind of, in a way, coaching people for health on their dogs without actually having the background and certification that you're now offering, Dr. Ruth. So going through the program, it was so expansive. It was so much more than I thought it would be, which, like, in a good way. I, just getting to learn about all of the different organ systems in the body and the endocannabinoid system and how everything works together. And not only that, but getting the perspective of, this is how the system works. This is what can go wrong in the system. This is how traditional veterinary medicine will approach what goes wrong in the system. And then this is how we can look at holistic alternatives or additions. And then, of course, the TCVM aspect as well it's really expanded my toolkit so much that I kind of have to, like, remember, oh my gosh, like, oh yeah, that's over there, and I can pull from it because it's just so expansive at this point. I love it. And I did want to just say really quickly, I saw Nor posted in the chat that she specializes in essential oils, and I absolutely love essential oils. And it's funny that she said that because my dog, just today, we were out in the backyard and she got in a fire ant nest, and holy moly, of course I ran her right into the bathtub, and my essential oils came to the rescue to um, kind of dull the pain of the ant bites. So I love having this huge toolkit now to help people and their pets.
Right on. And that's it. I mean, I'm presenting in the course what I know to do, which brings in the functional medicine side, the nutrition side, um, and then traditional Chinese veterinary medicine. But there's so many other options out there. So we have adjunct professors, for lack of a better word, in the endocannabinoid system, medicinal mushrooms. Angela Ardolino has been a very kind giver in that, giving us several hours of lecture and helping us understand how to use these plant medicines more efficiently. We also have a partnership with Dr. Chris Besant with 𝐷 who has produced a really incredibly high quality line of Chinese herbals designed specifically to support pets, with traditional Chinese veterinary medicine. All of them are produced within the U.S., and I really think it's one of the best, if not the best, products on the market. And we've got some other exciting partnerships coming up as well that will bring in some other modalities like basic concepts in homeopathy. And then that's the deal. I don't know everything. And so as fast as we can incorporate more partners, we're bringing them on board because different tools work well for different people. And Noor, that's exactly it. I'm amazed and really happy that you're doing this work with flower essences and uh, essential oils. And in fact, one of our students is in France, a wee bit south of Paris, in Bruges, sorry, in the Bruges, Belgium. But this is the deal: is that this is a global need to be able to support pets really efficiently all the way in any mechanism which we can. So that's my ultimate goal, is to really create a health revolution, so that pets are given the care that they need, and but in a manner which complements what their bodies can do to support them. So right on, Jessica. Bea, you completed the program several months ago at this point, and you've been really working to build your practice from the ground up. So tell us a little bit kind of what your experience has been and how you're within the program, and also how you're working to support pets further.
Yes, I very much agree with Jessica that the program is so rich and comprehensive, and it's needed. I mean, the reason I enrolled in this course was because I had been studying human nutrition, and I had been working with human clients, and I had these, I changed my diet drastically and started taking supplements, and I saw great improvement in my digestion. And so one day I was just standing in the kitchen, just had these words in my head, like whole foods ingredients and properly prepared diet and fresh vegetables, as I'm scooping a cup of kibble. And I just literally just stopped, like, really? Like, it smells weird. What is this? Like, I had been feeding kibble for 7 years, and I never questioned it. And I was just standing like, is this right? Like, is this what I'm supposed to feed my dog? Are they really that different from us? They're okay eating this highly processed, dry, weird little cracker things. I was just like, oh my God, I need to research this. I need to learn about this. And I looked up several courses that were available or are available. And they all sounded like, okay, well, I can just read a book. They all just seemed dry and not real life experience. And then I found your course, and it was just what I was looking for. Like, and I remember I asked you a lot of questions before I enrolled. And, are you going to talk about digestive issues? Are you going to talk about food sensitivities? Are you going to talk about liver health, kidney health, all that? And the answers were yes, absolutely. And you did. And we talked about all that and learned about really the practical things. Like, you share so much, Dr. Ruth, about what you experience with your clients, and you tell us what you tried and worked and what you tried and didn't work. And so we know that what you teach us is actually working. So that's just fantastic. And I'm just so fascinated by how much we can, how crazy it is that we keep feeding kibble and we don't even know what's in it. And I mean, God knows what's in it, really.
Right on.
Much more sense it makes to cook for our pets. And that's how they're going to stay healthy. I mean, they're our babies. They are the love of our lives. We need to do better, and we need to feed them fresh food and just healthy. We need to make them healthier, help them be healthier. And so that's what I've been trying to do with my clients. And the other great thing is that, yes, about my business, that through this course, you provide so much support about starting our businesses. You provide just basic business tips and then marketing tricks, and again, how to get clients, how to communicate with clients. It's just really so supportive. There's so much information, and you really provide everything that we need to be good practitioners and good business owners or successful business owners.
Cool. And that's the goal, because if I don't help you learn how to promote yourselves, then this will go nowhere. And that's ultimately it. Ultimately your success is truly my success, because it just is, as you kept saying, Bea, it is so needed. And literally the current state of veterinary medicine is the very definition of stupidity or failure, however you want to call it. But if we keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results, that's just lunacy at its finest, for sure. So appreciate all that you're commenting there. Yeah. And Patty, you're 3/4 of the way through. You have an existing business already with the Spoiled Dogs Company. So tell me kind of what attracted you into the program, and how your experience has been thus far.
Yeah, so I was actually one of those pet parents that was trying to find alternatives for my pets. I'm in rural Iowa, so we have a lot of mosquitoes and a lot of bugs and a lot of chemicals because people love their yards around me. So I was trying to find some alternatives for parasites and that kind of thing. I lost one of my, you always say you have that soul pet, and I lost him, unfortunately, to parasites, and not realizing, a lot of what was there. The signs were there. I just didn't know what to look for. So I came across this one of the ads actually on Facebook, and started to reach out and talk to all the people that were involved on your team, and everybody was great about answering questions and things. And it was just nerve-wracking making that change, thinking, well, could I really do this for a living, type of thing. So getting into it and understanding that there is like a revolution that's somewhat coming. I mean, it's not all just toys and all of the enrichment and that type of stuff happening. But with my store, I've been open since November, so I'm fairly new yet. And like I said, I live in a small town between two big major cities, and we don't have a lot of holistic options the way it is. We only have a couple of veterinarians locally, and I love my veterinarian. I mean, they have a great team, so it's just trying to team up with them, and they've been really great about answering questions. I know some people don't have that luxury of their vets being open to, the holistic side of things and using both of that to make their pets better. But yeah, we've had a lot of people come in with variations. I've got a Dalmatian right now. He's a service dog, trying to help them understand the diet changes and the probiotics and things. He's had really bad ear infections, and they've been really good clients to work with. And then, we've had people that come in and just some of the raw diet things that I have for omega-3s and stuff that to help, just introduce new things into their diets, and cooking. The steamed vegetables has been the best. There's a college professor here in town that he's planning on moving, but he has his dog that he absolutely loves. He actually went down to a southern state to got him over COVID. And when we were talking, just even adding a chicken breast and some broccoli that he was eating that night, and make sure no seasoning, but talking with him, and he came back in a couple of weeks later and he was just thrilled. His dog was eating a lot better. And you could tell the dog, because the problem was he wasn't eating everything in his dish. Of course, it was just dry dog food. But adding that in there, and now the dog's been eating a lot better, and he was looking to lose a little bit of weight and stuff with him too. So we've had some good progress, slowly, obviously, but it's been good progress with a few people that I've had come in. And I think once the word's getting around town, a lot more people are coming in for questions. I actually brought the CBD line into my store. That's been really good for the calm and the heal. We do have thunderstorms quite frequently here, so that's been a big benefit. And then changing some of the diets too, and with some of those customers. So it's been really good so far. I can't get through the material fast enough. I always have to keep going back and finding things that I referenced to help people out. So it's a good problem to have.
Right on. And that's amazing. I mean, you because of your store, you have a built-in customer base. So this will help you just launch to the moon as fast as possible. So right on, that's awesome. And I'm sorry you had to have that experience with your own dog, but that's often what drives us to make a change is that we have this experience that we just can't bear. And we also cannot bear to think that someone else might have that experience as well. So that's usually what makes doctors better doctors. Once we get sick, we're like, oh man, this really stinks. And the way that we're going about this really isn't solving the problem. So that episode that forces us to change our thinking is what makes all the difference in the world. So right on to you. And you're right. I mean, you are so lucky that your local vet is willing to work with you, because a lot of folks are being strong-armed into doing things that they know sound ridiculous, even without medical training. And it just is getting so frustrating out there. So kudos to you that you've got a practice you can work with, and they'll support you as you grow in your ability to support their clients for things that they're not either willing to take the time to learn or don't have the bandwidth to add that into their discussions. So fantastic. Right on. And Leah, you came into the program through the FTN program introduction, and you've been working on the human side for some years, but I guess wanted to make a change because people were just like, yeah, I don't want to do all that. So tell us a little bit about what drove you into to get started and what your experience has been.
Nutritionist for almost a decade now, and I would have people ask me, what can I do for my dog? And I asked my vet, biome and probiotics, and I was poo-pod, and oh, don't need that. So, well, I would think they do, and but I would find a way. I've lost so many dogs to cancer in August, and I'm like, I've just got to do something because I was feeding dogs, but not all, total cooking for them. So I was giving them some dehydrated food, but cooking too. So now I've made that switch, and but I was just like, what is causing all my dogs to get cancer? I'm a toxic-free home. And now I feed them better, but to find out, the hormones have a lot to play with it, which I never even thought about that. So learning about the hormone part of the endocrine system with dogs, I mean, just much like dogs, all my past training now I apply to my dogs. And it's amazing. It's like, I even have colleagues that they're calling me and saying, what should I do? I hear you took this program. And I'm like, well, just use your knowledge and what you've learned and apply it to your dogs. And I love your and that you get into the organs and how to support the body. And for me, it easy to get through those modules because I had all the past training, so I can see if someone's coming in, they're going to have to do some more study. It's so worth it. It's so worth it to learn how the body works and how we're all interconnected. You don't just take bladder because it's not working right. It's like, well, why isn't that gallbladder working? You want to get to the root. Why is the gut biome chaotic? I have a client that she actually went through the FDN program, and she goes, oh, I've never applied my training to my dogs. I don't know how to take care of them functionally. And so I've worked with them, and their dog had continuous diarrhea, and they were feeding the poor dog, something the vet recommended, and it just was the vet. And I said, just start cooking for it. And I didn't really have to work much with these people because they were so open and changes so quickly. And a week, the dog was stopped itching, wasn't having diarrhea, and we're good. This is so great to learn all this stuff. So it's just a great program. I can't say to so many good. I mean, I just go on. It's just nice to help educate people and how their dog body works, how their body works, and how we're so similar.
Yeah, and I mean, but that's astonishing. In a week, so this dog that had diarrhea and itchy skin, all of the symptoms really pretty much went away, just changing the food. I mean, how much simpler could it be?
At least 90%, yeah, with just changing food. And she had
Yeah,
this problem.
but I mean, that's just amazing. Wow. I mean, that's just
it's amazing how fast the body can heal.
But
in the right, yeah.
Amen. Amen. And that's exactly it. That's a lot of where this stuff came from. I got really sick in 2006 and got diagnosed with a bunch of alphabet stuff. So IBS, fibromyalgia, all of that stuff, and was fortunate to meet a functional medicine doctor in South Carolina. And it was insane how much better I started to feel. It did take several months to really get from, say, 65% of where I was of normal for me to 85%. But that happened really progressively, really smoothly. And that's what prompted this. It's like, wait a minute. Like Bea said, she's looking at kibble and thinking, what the heck is this stuff? And that's what really sparked it for me. I'm like, why? Thinking to myself, why aren't we doing this for pets? Who's doing this? And really, at that point, there were not very many veterinarians that had any kind of holistic bent. And sadly, most veterinarians will take acupuncture certification programs and then sort of stop at that without really getting the whole picture brought into their practice modality. So Leah, thank you for that, but it's just crazy. So one of the other things I wanted to kind of just hear from you all, if somebody was considering changing what they're doing in their lives, is this something you would recommend for them to do? Has it been, a terrific time drain, or how did this all go? How would you tell that to how would you tell somebody that was interested in becoming a holistic pet health coach what you would suggest or not suggest about this? Just fire.
For me, it's one thing is just running your own business is really, that's an amazing thing in itself. It's working for somebody else for so long can be kind of hard after a while. You can't make your own schedule. And, the main thing that I love about it is that it's my own business and I can make my own schedule. The other thing I've told people about this program is that, it is a business, so it will take time to build, but it will build. Like, when I first started canine massage, people were like, what? And so, now 3 years later, like there's 6 other massage therapists in Charleston, and and I'm continuously booked up. So and so you do have to put the work into it, like any business. But the third thing I always tell people about this program, and this is what I think is so great. This is what's so great about it, is that I've been certified as a canine massage therapist and certified as a equine shiatsu massage practitioner. So it's 2 different certifications that were about $7,000 each. The equine was $7,000 plus a flight to California, plus a hotel. And basically, my canine certification consisted of me driving to Columbia. We talked for about an hour about dogs. Then I got into his car and we ran errands. And we went to his framing shop. I met his family. We had lunch. We talked some more about dogs. And then I came back to Charleston, did some, so it was like and then I did it again and then took a test. And then was just sort of like, canine anatomy now and some massage. There you go. You're on your own, And with the horse certification, it was all that flying, going there, sort of the same idea. It was about 7 days of an intense thing, but sort of basic anatomy. The guy wanted to know the kind of man I was to be handling horses. And that was the certification. Dr. Roberts' certification, as anyone here could say, is a plethora of knowledge. It's insane the amount of information you get, from muscles, from skin, to kidney, to liver, to Chinese medicine. You have access to all sorts of supplements. You have mentees that you can ask questions to. You have Dr. Roberts you can ask questions to, other pet health coaches. It's just a ridiculous amount of information for what you're getting, and having had experience with other certifications, like this is way worth it. So that's usually what I tell people.
Thank you. Yeah. And the other thing I should say too is that the American Association Veterinary State Board, their AAVSP something, I don't know, the alphabet soup, basically the folks that grant continuing education credits for veterinarians and veterinary technicians in the United States and Canada, given this course 40 CE hours, which is at least 2 years worth of CE credits. So it's not, I made this course difficult for a reason, because we're essentially creating in pet health care. At some point, somebody's going to pick their head up and say, hey, wait a minute. But I wanted to make sure that the course was stringent and that the process to pass the course also was stringent. So the homeworks, the exam, all of that. So thank you for pointing all of that out, because the courses do vary as far as the degree of difficulty and stringency, and that was one of my goals. So if you can get through this material, show that you know it, you really know it. So thanks, Michael.
And I want to point out that it's virtual, so you don't have to travel like Michael did. So in the comfort of your own home, you do the work. Dr. Roberts she'll work with you. If you fall a little behind, don't worry about it, but you don't want to fall too far behind because there's a lot of work, but you don't have to travel. And I'm not comfortable videoing myself, and you have to do that in the course for some assignments, and it got me comfortable. So it got me through that little hump. I've been a virtual practitioner for a decade before COVID, so I was that part, but not videotaping myself. I'm not a big social media person, and she walks you for creating your business. There's support afterwards, and it's just ongoing. So you always have her there. We can email her if you have questions, and the support is amazing. That's one of the big things that I just love about Dr. Roberts and this whole program.
And Leah, thank you. And that's the cool thing. I mean, this is one of the wonderful things for me, is that I get to watch my students literally blossom on screen. And so that was one of the things that was so amazing with you were very uncomfortable to start with, but by the end you're a pro. And look at you now, you're on Facebook and YouTube. So, I mean, yeah, so it's miserable. And if I look back at my first videos on YouTube, they're absolutely horrible because I didn't know how to do it. So it just is a process.
It is. I would also like to add in just the versatility of the knowledge that you're providing. I know, because I have been on social media for a little while, I've had people reach out to me asking me about the program, and I've talked to a couple of people already about joining, and it always amazes me at the things people figure out how they want to take this knowledge and put it out into the world, because it's not just, talking to somebody and getting their pet on a healthier diet. It's not always just that cut and dry. And the way that some people want to take this and create their own path in the world with this knowledge is just incredible to me.
Yeah, and to me too. I mean, it's just been like, wow, I didn't think about that, but yeah. So that's the thing too. It's the sky is the limit, kind of wherever your imagination can take you with this. However, you're currently working with pets, this will only amplify your abilities to serve in the way that you are currently serving. Mm-hmm. So right on. Thank you. one of the other things I think we'll probably, and one of the other program benefits, I've put in everybody's contact information for you, their websites, and the reason is that you can reach out to them if you need help with your pets. These are the folks that can help you because they have the training, they have ongoing weekly coaching calls with me, so they've got my ear. That we have a community available, which Jessica is in there, boom, 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 getting things answered. And then when she needs additional help, I'm able to come in and clarify things a bit better. But the point is that no matter how difficult things seem with your pet, you have folks available to you that can help you figure out a different set of options. I mean, the two clients that you had, Jessica, as your final exam, I mean, they would have been overwhelming for me to deal with in a clinical practice situation. But you just took a deep breath and, okay, let's see where we can go. So that's been
Yeah, but I mean, these
amazing.
are the dogs that need help,
Yeah.
and you just gotta buckle in, go for the ride.
Buckle up, buckaroo, exactly. But then that's the problem, is that these are dogs that veterinarians are just like, I don't know, have some prednisone, maybe, try this hydrolyzed diet. I don't know what else to tell you. And that's the really frustrating things is that we are seeing so many pets being kicked to the curb because they're outside the scope of what conventional medicine has to offer. And truly, with few exception, most conventional veterinarians don't have another source, or they are afraid to refer to someone that a holistic veterinarian, and frankly, the holistic veterinarians are as overrun in their practices as the conventional. So that's it. I mean, if you feel like you've been kicked to the curb with your pet and you need some help, I can't guarantee you will be 100% successful, but what I can guarantee you is that all of my coaches will listen carefully to the problems that you are experiencing with your dog, with your cat, and will develop a plan, and we'll discuss as a group and on the coaching call, what other options can we offer this person? And it's astonishing. The wonderful thing is that all of these folks have a varied background. And so the solutions that they are able to bring in, aside from the options that I've provided, are incredible. And that's the idea, is a collegial group and community that's able to provide more support. The more brains we put together, the better the results are going to be worldwide. Right on. Cool. Bea, did you have any comments about how you might, what you would say to someone that was considering the course?
Yes, strap yourselves in. It's a lot, and it's really, the more you learn, the more you want to know. You want to read every book and every article and every research and every study, and it's just so fascinating. It's just so eye-opening. And you can't just you can't go back. So it's like, choosing the red pill. So yeah, and about the homeworks, yes, I just wanted to point out that yes, it was very challenging to write the homework and then record myself just talking, not having a conversation with somebody, but just talk for like 5 minutes. But what I found is that as I'm working with clients now, like for example, I was just working with a German Shepherd with hip dysplasia, and I just remembered that, we had a homework assignment about a dog, like an older dog with hip dysplasia. Okay, I know this. I got this. Like, I can talk about this. And so I think it's really great that the homeworks are actually real life, real cases, not just, I can copy the answer from a textbook. No, it's real. We have to think about it, and we are going to be able to use that knowledge and in real life. So it's really great. And I can't emphasize enough how unique that is, that you, Dr. Ruth, are providing coaching calls after the program ends. I mean, with other courses, the course ends and then, you get a newsletter every week and you maybe get access to a Facebook group, but no real life support. Here, the course ended and we kept having the coaching calls with other graduates and you, and we can really discuss anything and everything. And that is just so helpful, because otherwise I would feel like, okay, I have this case and I don't know what to do. And who do I ask? And with this group, I know that I can show up for the meeting every week and I can bring my questions. And I think that's fantastic. So I highly recommend this course.
Cool. And Noor's asking, are there a lot of homeworks? Yes. Yes.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, good. Okay, super. But yeah, so with
there's some with every module.
You didn't?
No. There's and you have a quiz, but if you fail the first time, you get another try and another try. So, but it's a learning process. So, but I didn't think the homework was that bad. I mean, it's usually a case study, and it pertains to what you learned. So you're learning, you do the homework. If you don't remember, you go back, you learn some more, and then you can,
Right on.
It's all about the learning.
Yeah. So Patty, how are you finding that? How would you answer this question, since you're knee deep in it right now?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I've gone a couple modules ahead just to keep going, and then I've come back, and find that I have to read a lot of things sometimes, not always, but when you get into like liver and the kidneys and things, I don't have a medical background with any of that, so that's definitely trying to understand how everything works together. But overall, I mean, to me, the homework, I agree with everybody that's said it so far. It's definitely just encourages you to be able to step out and work with those pet parents. That a lot of the cases that are in there are very similar, at least from my experience, are very similar with that coming through. And it definitely is beneficial. And you were very confident, and give them recommendations and how to proceed forward. So.
Right on. And so there's a multiple choice quiz at the end of each unit, and then a written and or video homework assignment. And the mentors are reviewing these homeworks with each of the students. So like, wow, this was amazing, or this was super, but you might also consider X, Y, and Z, so that you get feedback on what you're doing. And the goal is to have this be an experience like Bea just mentioned. She's dealing with a German Shepherd with hip dysplasia, and she's like, oh yeah, I know all this, and there it is. There's your template for how to support that older dogs with arthritis secondary to joint issues. So that's the goal, is to give you the common things that you are likely to be discussing with pet parents, so that you've already got your basic plan pulled together, and then you just modify it based on what that individual pet is experiencing, what they need help with, what they don't need help with. So that's a great question, Noor. So that's kind of what we have for you so far today. We've got this little opt-in box. If you would like to get some more information about the program, just click on that button, drop your name, email, and phone number, and one of my team will get back with you, get you some more information, ask you to fill out an application, and then book a call. And the point of the call is to decide. You will have received a program brochure, a video explaining more about the program and how it works. But the point of the call is to make sure that this really is a good fit for you and that it's going to make sense in your life. So there is always that available. So with that, any parting comments from anybody?
I say, if you're on the fence, do it. Pull the trigger. Do it. It's worth it.
Right on. Sometimes you got to jump and believe the net's going to be there.
Yep. And if you got a good support system, my husband's so supportive of me. When 10 years ago, when I said, and I was early 50s, I think I want to go back to school and be a nutritionist. He's like, go for it. I was like, really? So, and then I said, I got to learn more about dogs and cats and how to take care of our critters because I got 4 dogs. And he's like, okie dokie. So,
Right on. Right on.
having a support system is key too.
You're right on.
Yeah, I've actually seen other programs out there that are giving you access to one or more veterinarians and kind of helping you through the health of your pet and teaching you probably not near as much as this program is teaching you, but trying to help you understand how to better care for your pet or pets on your own at home. Of course, not the emergency stuff that you need a veterinarian for, blood work and things like that, but similar price points, and you don't get a certification and you're not set up to have your own business in the end. So even if you were just wanting more and better information to care for your pets that you have now and in the future, this I think is for a much better value, and you're going to get a lot more knowledge and information and support.
Right on. Cool. All right. Well, thank you all for coming, for participating in this today. And our goal going forward is to probably set up a public Facebook group where folks can come, a regular broadcast in there where you can learn, you can actually do ask quick questions about things you may be struggling with your pet and get some general answers to get some support, but at least get pointed in a direction that will help you start to make real progress. So Bea, Patty, Jessica, Michael, Leah, thank you so much for taking time out of your day today. And we'll talk soon, I know. I'll see you all on Monday, probably.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
With pleasure. Take care.